competence and exposure. So I learned that these two things are so important to somebody's life. Competence and exposure. Most of us, I know that there are those people who didn't manage to go to school, but they have that exposure and they are doing very well. And there are those people who went to school, but because of lack of this exposure, they are slowly catching up with the environment, because these are two different worlds, whereby you need to adjust yourself from the school to the world, because how you handle things is different from how you learn it from the class. You need to make it practical. So going back to exposure, I had experience that I was informed that if you get more exposure on particular field you are in, like for example, you are in the field of you're in the field of manager, and then you get exposure into the managerial field. You interact with those people. You see how things are done. So in that, if it's your first time, please make sure you subscribe. I wanted just to say thank you for those people who have subscribed, loyal subscribers. So far we are doing very well, but I would like just to share with you something small. And it has been a week now, of which actually I know I've been dropping some content, but not that frequent because of some reason. And as per now, I would like just to mention some few things. I won't take much of your time, so please stay tuned until the end of the video. Today I went somewhere and I was informed something, of which actually it's very important to share with you in this platform. They mentioned something about competence and exposure. Competence and exposure. So I learned that these two things are so important to somebody's life. Competence and exposure. Most of us, I know that there are those people who didn't manage to go to school, but they have that exposure and they are doing very well. And there are those people who went to school, but because of lack of this exposure, they are slowly catching up with the environment, because these are two different worlds, whereby you need to adjust yourself from the school to the world, because how you handle things is different from how you learn it from the class. You need to make it practical. So going back to exposure, I had experience that I was informed that if you get more exposure on particular field you are in, like for example, you are in the field of you're in the field of manager, and then you get exposure into the managerial field. You interact with those people. You see how things are done. So in that manner you will find that you will gain more experience, and hence getting a little bit of training on that managerial area or that field, then it will be very easy for you to catch up, compare with the person who have not even start the training, or he is expecting actually to come out from the class, but you are practicing I mean you're still undergoing the training, and in this on this other hand you are practicing it. So exposure in this case, it's so important in somebody's life and in your career, or in whichever field you are in. Exposure, because each and everyone, you will find that you are pursuing different things regarding your field, or maybe something that you are doing it, so you need to get more exposure on that particular field. that will help you to gain more skills on that particular area, and ends doing very fine on that in that particular area. So another thing, going back to the issues about competence go hand in hand with knowledge. If you're not knowledgeable about particular area, like for example a carpenter, if you're a carpenter and then you didn't maybe gain more knowledge, I mean gain more skills from school or from a college, then you come out and you say that I want to practice this, then you need to have some little bit of knowledge. These two things, exposure and knowledge and competence, you'll find that knowledge and competence go hand in hand. But for those people who didn't go to school, if you get more exposure and then you went further, because of this exposure you gain knowledge, then you're going to do very very well in that particular field. After exposure you gain more knowledge because you interact with the people and you see how things are being done in that particular field. Then you become a skilled personnel. You can be able to tell the difference of what somebody is supposed to do in that particular area, and the difference from those people who are unskilled, those people who have not actually gain more exposure in that particular field. So so it is my humble time to say this, because I've also come to realize that more people try to go to school. Going back to school is not bad, but as well, can you try to do something and be very specific on that particular field, gaining more knowledge by being exposed in that particular field, moving, socializing and all that will gain you more knowledge, and also doing work in a competent manner. So with those few regards, I want just to say that let's try to expose ourselves to whatever field you are in. If you are in the field of managerial, a manager, then try actually to see how your fellow managers are doing things, the challenges you are gaining, the challenges you are getting here, how are you going to solve it from the other, I mean after having this conversation with your fellow managers. Same way apply to juniors, the managers, I mean the junior staff, apply the same things. If you find some challenges here, how do you handle it? From I mean in your level, find the people whom you relate with in that particular field. They are going to gain you, I mean they are going to give you some guidelines on how to do things. Exposure and go hand in hand with competence, and also knowledge. It's so very important. So in that regard, I'll just say thank you very much for visiting my YouTube channel. Till next time, same place, same time, we'll meet here. Please make sure you subscribe if you are new. We will have another video maybe tomorrow, and then at least share with a friend, give a thumbs up, and you can comment if possible.